the results from the last 2 weekends have been a lot of fun. I think any coach will tell you heading into a postseason, particularly Big Ten championships, it's very important to have momentum. And again, just looking at those results from this past weekend at home, or the meetup in Notre Dame, the DM, and also the Chicago meet. So it's awesome. Obviously you need some big leadership on your program going to postseason. On the men's side, Ola Johnson, new school record, Adam Spencer, the Big Ten leader in the mile, Jackson Sharp in the 3K, and Bob Lycan in the 5K. So having those guys is great. And the same on the women's side, whether it's Destiny Hooven, Josie Schaefer, Chloe Liedman, Kylie Robbins. It's just having those big guns, and you need the big guns, and they got to show up and do their job, and they've done that consistently week in and week out over the last few weeks. But you don't succeed, do well at Big Ten championships unless you got a great supporting staff cast, and I believe we do. Certainly on women's distance, Sammy Stevie, Shay Ruley's doing great right now. The supporting cast on the women's weight throw and shot put is great, and the same on the men's distance. So excited for our kids to go in and hopefully have a really compete hard to try to bring home a Big Ten championship on both sides. That would be fun. We haven't been in this position in a while. It's going to take great effort, but excited to get on the road and get the championship started this weekend.
Jocko, go ahead.
Coach, you brought up Ola Johnson before, a kid that went to go play football somewhere else but came back to be a Badger and concentrate on track. How happy are you that he came back to lead this team?
I'm very happy that Coach Kristen didn't steal him from us to play football. I think there were some efforts on that end, but yeah, look, the kid is a real hard worker, and that's just a lot. You hear a lot of coaches talking about that. It's the small things that he does off the track that are very important to make him who he is. I couldn't be any happier for the kid. To get that school record. He's in rarefied air right now and among the best sprinters in the country, and it's to have him as one of our leaders, the guy that gets after it every single day and that takes no shortcuts. I think it's a win-win for us right now.
Yeah, I was going to ask more about Elo too. He just never seems satisfied. I've talked to him. He has those goals up on next to his bed that he writes down. And just what have you seen about his mentality and just never being satisfied, even though he's been so successful so far? Yeah,
sometimes I think I just heard Coach Gar talk about it. It can get in your way sometimes, especially if you think beyond the next meet. And right now, concentrate on the Big Ten, and then let's look at the national championships. He wants more. I honestly believe, if he went to Albuquerque this past weekend for the USA Track and Field Championships, he would have done very well, and that would have elevated him a lot more into, for a career after post-collegiately. But just trying to get him focused on, we're still in college, we got a Big Ten championships, we got a national championships coming up. Of course, every great athlete wants more. And every great athlete's always thinking about, hey, what's coming down the road?
Dan.
You've talked in the past about the team not bringing their best for the Big Ten championships. That kind of changed last year during the outdoor season. So how do you prepare the team to keep this momentum going?
Yeah, sure. We talk a lot about it. Doing what we did this past weekend at home is great. Okay, and again, it gives you that momentum. Everybody's looking for that momentum, but that's at home. We're going into a completely different, much more hostile environment in the Spire this weekend at the Big Ten championships. But I see something different right now. There's just, for the first time in a while on the women's team, they're looking at, hey, let's make a run at this championship, the team title. The same on the men. We've got a shot. Of course, everything has to go perfect on the day, and a lot of times that doesn't happen, but you also need some help from your competitors. But our message is, hey guys, we're in with a shot, and It's not running at home. It's not running down in Chicago in our own home meet. This is the Big Ten Championships. It's got that title, and it's got that name. It's postseason, but we're going to get after it, and they're excited about that. So that changes the dynamic.
Coach, I read that 6 records have already been broken this year.
That's
on your team.
correct. Yep.
Is that unusual, or records are meant to be broken? Does that happen all the time, that 6 school records, or is that unusual?
No, when you look at the records, whether it's the weight throw, the shot put, the 60 meters, the hurdles, it doesn't happen all the time. And you always hope it does. I thought a couple of years ago, I think Andy Baggett said it in his article this morning, like 2 years ago we ran 7:9:23 in the distance medley relay, and I was like, okay, I can retire now, I'm done. That's a great, I don't know if I'm ever going to see that. Our guys came out past weekend and broke 9:20 for, I don't know what it is, tied for number 3, 4 or 5 in the all-time world list. It's just getting, records again, are, as you say, is supposed to be broken, but to see them fall like this in one season is just phenomenal. It's very exciting. And again, it gives us that momentum. It gets the kids pumped up. It gets them excited that anything's possible.
You talked about both teams competing for a championship. What other teams on both sides does Wisconsin need, to watch out for, and who do they need help from?
Seriously, you need me to mention them? I mean, on the men's side, let's talk about Iowa. They're won the last 3 or 4, probably the heavy favorites. Nebraska have reloaded. Michigan on the women's side. Ohio State also. There's 4 or 5 teams that have a real shot at winning the team title, and we'd like to think that we're one of those teams.